Today I'm going to be breaking down how you can use Queen Charge Dragon Riders here at Townhall 13 to 3-star any base. So as with any Queen Charge strategy, you really do have to practice it, but this is actually not as complicated as you may think. There's a few really simple steps we're going to go through and explain today just to guarantee you are going to be bringing in lots more 3-stars. So let's jump in and we'll break it down. So the first thing we're going to be doing typically with this attack is looking to identify where exactly the scatter shot is. Now we've got one over here. Ideally we're looking to take down a scatter shot, an inferno tower, or even the eagle artillery. Typically though, I do like to pick out the scatter shots. What we're doing here is we're going to drop down a Yeti blimp. We tanked for it with a couple of balloons to test for any seeking air mines. Remember that blimp is always going to target towards the town hall, so you have to deploy it, of course, so it's going to beeline to the town hall and drop in the location you want it to. But what we're looking to do here not only is take out a really core compartment there, including that scatter shot, but we're also looking to create a little bit of a funnel here for our queen, which is exactly what we've done. Our queen now basically has no choice other than to walk towards that town hall. We've been funneling down on this bottom section with our king, who is going to be coming in with the vamp stash and the rage vial. Queen herself going to be coming in with the very basic equipment, Grand Warden with the Rage Gem as well as the Eternal Tome, and RC again with that basic equipment. What we want to make sure we're doing is raging up our queen alongside the healers as soon as she is getting into really heavy fire parts of the base. So of course she was coming under fire from the enemy queen, so we had to make sure we went ahead and we used that rage spell. Now once we have made some really nice progress like this and we've got a clear path for our dragon riders to go, keeping them all grouped together, typically you're wanting to try and keep them in the Grand Warden's ability for as long as you possibly can, using that Eternal Tome when they're coming under heavy fire from things like single target infernos, Tesla farms, enemy heroes, even scatter shots themselves. But you can see right here making beautiful progress on this base, and these dragon riders had a pretty clear funnel to follow. They've gone exactly where we were looking for them to go, and they're going to be pushing on through and tripling this base for us. Queen honestly doesn't need to carry too hard on this one. Typically what we're looking to achieve with her is to take down the town hall. The dragon riders themselves will be able to go around the rest of the base with those balloons, with the Grand Warden's ability, and clear up a significant amount. Queen, as you can see right here, she did make a little bit of progress, came in here, dealt with the enemy queen, dealt with the clan castle troops, dealt with the town hall, and then the rest of the base going to be cleaned up with those dragon riders. But this is a really easy strategy to execute once you have kind of identified the base, where you're going to be bringing in that blimp, where you're going to be queen charging, and where you're going to be bringing in those dragon riders. But if you do want to see more, just as well, because we have 2 more examples coming right up. Okay, progressing through onto this next one. As you can see in this one, unfortunately we're not going to be able to get a scatter shot or something like that with the blimp. We probably could, but because we have this town hall so easily accessible on the outside of the base, we're just going to go ahead and use that blimp for it. We don't need to queen charge for the town hall, but instead, like I said, we're going to be using that blimp. That's going to be coming in and hopefully taking down that town hall. Things don't always go to plan though, as you can see with that tornado trap, but luckily for us, those Yeti mites just managed to snag that town hall. Queen takes a significant amount of damage on that top section, but luckily with the help of that rage, you always want to make sure you're raging your healers. We are going to be able to keep her and her ability in check. King going to be coming in from that top section. Again, he's mainly used to help funnel your queen in the direction you are looking for. Queen making progress through into the core of the base, again trying to maximize the amount of value you're getting from her. In this particular one, taking down the royal champion. We're going to be freezing up the archer tower over here because it did lock onto one of our healers. Again, you want to try and protect your queen and those healers if you can, which is why we're going to bring in a couple of balloons, not only to take care of that archer tower, but also potentially to test for any seeking air mines. Freezing up that single target inferno that did lock onto our queen is definitely going to be beneficial, trying to hold on to her ability for as long as we possibly can. Using another super wall breaker, opening up that left hand side wall compartment, just giving her a little bit more of a room to work with. Eagle artillery unfortunately has locked onto our queen, but that's not the end of the world. We will continue pushing on through. Dragon riders in combination with that Grand Warden, again we have that Grand Warden on ground. You definitely want to make sure you have him set to air. Don't let him go on ground, because then he can get locked onto by ground-based traps, ground-based buildings like a ground expo, something like that, and even cannons. So ideally you always want to make sure you have your Grand Warden set to the same thing that you have your main portion of the army set to. So of course, if it was a ground-based strategy, we'd be coming in with a Grand Warden, but because we have all these Dragon Riders, balloons, etc, etc, you'd probably want to bring him on air. Luckily for us right here, he does manage to stay alive through the rest of this attack, but that is just a little note. Make sure you have your Grand Warden set to the correct settings. We don't want to come in with a Grand Warden, he gets taken down early and you end up losing the triple. But you can see in this one, we don't fail, we do manage to bring in that 3-star, and it is a very nice one indeed. We have one more example of a beautiful 3-star here at Townhall 13, so let's jump over and take a look. So here we are with that third and final attack, going to be bringing in that Blimp over from this right hand side. This is pretty similar to that of the first one. We're looking to take down a core section of the base. Now of course, we may have potentially been able to get a Blimp into this town hall, but that means we would have had to deal with the clan castle troops, the town hall itself. We had a single target inferno. There was just a bit too much in here. So rather than dealing with all that with a Yeti Blimp and potentially missing out on getting the town hall, we're going to play it safe, and we're going to take down the scatter shot compartment over here on that right hand side. We don't rage up this particular one because we were able to drop down that Blimp straight onto the scatter shot. However, if that Blimp had gone down early, as long as the Yetis walked into the area we were looking for, we would have still been able to rage it up and guarantee that takedown. King's going to be coming in again to help create that funnel down here towards that bottom section of the base. He may actually be ending up walking into that town hall compartment himself, but we'll just need to wait and see. When it comes to dealing with those clan castle troops, of course, that is why we bring the poison spell. We're definitely going to make sure we're using it on them just to help to clear them out. Continuing on with that queen charge, looks like we're pushing up towards this top section of the base. Typically, you're looking to get maximum value as always from your queen charge. So if things don't quite go to plan and she doesn't go the way you want her to, try and adjust so you're still going to be able to pick off buildings that are going to be beneficial. This includes things like inferno towers, scatter shots, anything like that. In this particular case, it looks like our king is going to be coming in clutch and he is going to be snagging at that town hall for us. Unfortunately, straight after, he is going to get locked onto by that single target inferno, but it's not the end of the world. Royal Champion going to be coming in through from behind. She is going to be dealing with that scatter shot there in the core, and then we're going to be going ahead and getting our Dragon Riders and balloons in. Typically I like to drop down the balloons first to test for any of those traps, but you can do it the opposite way. It's not the end of the world. Try and protect up each and every one of your Dragon Riders. Don't let single target infernos clear out one of them. We're only bringing a couple, so we definitely want to try and protect them at all costs. Again, Grand Warden with that rage gem coming in clutch. You can see this time we did switch him up to air. Queen coming through from that 12 o'clock section. She can now push on through to that Eagle Artillery. Multi-target inferno never really should cause too many issues for our Dragon Riders. Typically it is going to be those singles that cause the most headaches. Queen has done a fantastic job though, clearing a beautiful path up from that top section and creating that funnel for the Dragon Riders. Unfortunately, we do lose our Grand Warden right there, but we hopefully should have enough to push through the back end of this one and bring in that 3-star. So if you would like to pick up this strategy, the link for it is down in the description below. While you're down there, let me know in the comments how you get on. If you manage to pull in those 3 stars, I would love to hear about it. If you're also interested in joining the Barracks clan, there is a link for it over on some of my videos as well as on my community tab. So feel free to go and find that and hop in. We would love to have you and do some wars. But thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.